The council demanded tribute from humanity, but their reply shook the galaxy apart. 1. The demand captain, Lisa Miller, stood at the observation deck of Earth's orbital station, watching the alien ships approach. They moved with impossible grace, their hulls shimmering with colors that seemed to shift between dimensions. 5 massive vessels that made Earth's largest spacecraft look like toys by comparison. "They're early," said Commander Paul Jackson, stepping beside her. Lisa nodded, her face calm despite the knot in her stomach. "Of course they are. Power move. Classic negotiation tactic. Earth had achieved faster-than-light travel only 15 years ago. Humanity had been exploring nearby star systems, establishing small colonies, and feeling rather proud of themselves. Then, 3 months ago, the message arrived from something calling itself the Galactic Council. The transmission informed Earth that they had been noticed, and representatives would arrive to welcome humanity to the galactic community. Lisa checked her uniform one last time. As captain of the Earth Defense Force's diplomatic security team, she would be among the first humans to meet these aliens face to face. "Incoming transmission," announced the station's AI. "Council vessels requesting docking clearance." "Grant it," Lisa ordered. "Alert the reception committee. It's showtime." And up, largest alien ship docked with a precision that spoke of technologies far beyond human capability. Lisa led her team to the airlock, standing tall as the massive door cycled open. The aliens that emerged looked almost like praying mantises, if praying mantises stood 7 feet tall and had 4 arms. Their exoskeletons gleamed with a metallic sheen, and their compound eyes reflected the station lights in mesmerizing patterns. One stepped forward, its upper limbs raised in what Lisa hoped was a peaceful gesture. "I am High Arbitrator Zexatul of the Galactic Council," it said in perfect English. "We come to formalize humanity's entry into the galactic community." Lisa bowed slightly. "Welcome, High Arbitrator. I am Captain Lisa Miller. If you'll follow me, Earth's representatives are waiting to meet you." She led the delegation through the station to the conference room where Earth's diplomats waited. President John Williams stood as they entered, his face showing the perfect political mix of warmth and strength. "High Arbitrator, welcome to Earth space," the president said. "We look forward to peaceful relations with the Galactic Council." Zexatul made a clicking sound that might have been laughter. "Peace is indeed valuable, President Williams, as are order and stability. The Council has maintained these throughout the galaxy for 50,000 years. The meeting proceeded with introductions and formalities for nearly an hour before Zexatul finally reached into a container carried by one of the other aliens. It removed a crystal device and placed it on the conference table. "The terms of humanity's entry into the galactic community," Zexatul announced. A hologram appeared above the device showing lists of resources, quantities, and timelines. Lisa watched as the Earth diplomats' expressions changed from hope to confusion to shock. Even from her position near the door, she could see the numbers were astronomical. "There must be some mistake," said Secretary of State Richard Bell. "These demands would cripple our economy and drain resources needed for our survival." "These are not demands," Zexatul corrected, its voice suddenly cold. "This is tribute. All races pay tribute upon joining the Council. It is how order is maintained." President Williams leaned forward. "Perhaps you could explain the benefits we receive in exchange for this tribute." "The benefit is our protection," another alien said. This one had introduced itself as Sub-Arbitrator Kresh. "There are dangers in this galaxy you cannot imagine. Predator species that would strip your worlds bare. The Council keeps them at bay." "And if we need time to consider these terms?" asked Williams. Zexatul's head tilted at an angle that made Lisa instinctively reach for her sidearm. "You have 30 Earth days to begin tribute delivery," the High Arbitrator said. "The Council's requirements are non-negotiable." After the aliens returned to their ships with promises to return for Earth's answer, President Williams called an emergency global summit. Representatives from every nation gathered in New York to discuss the crisis. Lisa found herself assigned to security for the summit, standing guard as the world's leaders argued over humanity's future. "We should pay," shouted the representative from Nigeria. You've seen their ships. We cannot fight them. Become slaves? Never, countered the Australian. Prime Minister, we must prepare for war. Sam Garcia, a civilian consultant with NASA and the Defense Department, had been unusually quiet. When he finally stood to speak, the room fell silent. Garcia was known for creating the guidance system that had made interstellar travel possible. Both options lead to disaster, Sam said simply. Fight now. We lose. Submit. We lose our freedom forever. What alternative is there? Asked President Williams. Sam stepped to the main display and brought up schematics Lisa didn't recognize. Their technology is advanced but follows patterns we've already been studying. We've detected quantum fluctuations in their communication systems that suggest vulnerabilities. He looked around the room, meeting each leader's eyes. I propose a third option. We negotiate for time, appearing to consider their demands while secretly preparing our response. What response could possibly matter against their technology? Asked the Chinese president. Sam smiled. They don't know what humans are capable of when backed into a corner. I've assembled a research team including Dr. Alan Wright and Dr. Olivia Peterson. We've been analyzing the Council's technology since their first transmission reached us. He brought up another display showing complex equations. We believe their entire network relies on quantum principles that Earth scientists have been exploring. For decades, we've just been applying the science differently. President Williams studied Sam carefully. You're suggesting we can find a weakness? I'm suggesting we already have, Sam replied. We just need time to develop it into something useful. The summit continued for 3 days before reaching a decision. Earth would appear to negotiate while secretly preparing for either defense or a countermove. Ambassador Kate Brown was selected to lead a diplomatic mission to the Council's space station. Meanwhile, Sam's team would work around the clock developing their technological response. As Lisa escorted Sam from the summit building, he stopped to look up at the night sky. Do you think we can really do this? She asked. Stand up to something so powerful? Sam continued gazing at the stars. Throughout history, humans have faced seemingly impossible odds. The Persians at Marathon, Europeans facing the Mongol horde, indigenous peoples against colonial empires. He turned to her, his eyes reflecting the starlight. Sometimes we lose, but sometimes, just sometimes, we surprise everyone, including ourselves. Lisa nodded, feeling a spark of hope ignite within her. If Earth was going down, it wouldn't be without showing the galaxy exactly what humans were made of. As she watched Sam walk away, Lisa didn't know that in just 30 days, the Galactic Council would learn a lesson that would echo across the stars. Demanding tribute from humanity was the biggest mistake they had ever made. The Council demanded tribute from humanity, but their reply shook the galaxy part too. Buying time, Ambassador Kate Brown tried not to look impressed as she stepped aboard the massive Council space station. The structure was larger than Earth's moon, a sprawling collection of rings and spires housing thousands of alien species. The human delegation seemed tiny and insignificant by comparison. Remember the plan, she whispered to her team of diplomats. Ask questions, request clarifications, examine every line of their demands. We need to buy time. A pair of mantis-like aliens approached, their exoskeletons gleaming under the station's artificial light. Follow us to the Chamber of Arbitration, one said. The Council awaits your formal response. Kate and her team were led through vast corridors filled with alien beings of every imaginable form. Some looked almost like humans, while others defied description, beings of crystal, gas, or energy that floated or slithered past. The Chamber of Arbitration was a massive amphitheater with hundreds of alien representatives seated in rising tiers. High Arbitrator Zextool presided from an elevated platform at the center. Approach, humans, Zextool commanded. Present your acceptance of the tribute terms. Kate stepped forward, her back straight. Honorable Arbitrator, Earth thanks you for this opportunity to join the galactic community. However, we require clarification on several points before proceeding. A murmur rippled through the alien audience. Clarification? Zex's tool's compound eyes flickered. The terms are standard for all new species. Perhaps, Kate said. But humanity prides itself on understanding agreements fully before committing. For instance, regarding the water tribute, does this include only fresh water or salt water as well? What purity levels are acceptable? What containers will meet council regulations? For 3 hours, Kate and her team asked detailed questions about every aspect of the tribute demands. Each answer prompted 3 more questions. The council representatives grew visibly agitated, but council protocol required them to address all inquiries from prospective members. We will provide written responses to these technical matters, Zextul finally said. You will return in 3 days to formalize acceptance. With respect, Kate replied. Once we receive your responses, we will need time to consult with Earth's experts. Our legal protocols require thorough review. Back in the human quarters, Kate's deputy Simon Foster grinned. That bought us at least 2 weeks. Kate nodded, checking that their room was secure from listening devices. Keep finding more questions. I need to make contact with some of these other species, learn more about how this tribute system really works. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Sam Garcia's team worked around the clock. The underground facility in Colorado buzzed with activity as scientists and engineers analyzed the alien technology. Dr. Alan Wright burst into Sam's office, nearly spilling his coffee. We've got it. The Council's entire network, ships, weapons, communications, they all operate on quantum fluctuation patterns. Sam looked up from his screens. Show me. Alan projected a series of equations onto the wall. It's elegant, really. They use quantum entanglement for instant communication across light years. But here's the thing. Their approach is completely different from ours. Dr. Olivia Peterson joined them, adding, and that's our advantage. While they developed technology based on manipulating existing quantum fields, humans took a different path. We've been trying to create and control our own fields. Sam studied the data, his mind racing. So their systems would have no defenses against our approach because they never thought of it. Exactly, Olivia said. And there's more. I've been studying brain scans of humans working with these quantum systems. There's something unique about human neural structure that makes us particularly adept at intuiting quantum relationships. In the Pentagon, General Daniel Morgan received their preliminary findings. He immediately ordered every military installation to begin manufacturing the devices Sam's team designed. Keep it quiet, he told his staff. As far as the world knows, we're still considering the Council's demands. On the Council station, Kate had managed to arrange a private meeting with a representative from the Nivral, a species that had joined the Council 50 years earlier. You must understand, the blue-skinned alien told her. This tribute system is not what it appears. My people gave and gave, expecting to eventually become equals. We are still paying, with no end in sight. How many species are in this situation? Kate asked. Dozens. The Council presents itself as a democratic body, but in truth the founding races control everything. The rest of us are little more than resource providers. Kate digested this information. Has anyone ever refused? The Nivral's 4 eyes blinked simultaneously. 3 species refused in the past millennium. Their worlds were quarantined. No trade, no travel, no communication with the galaxy. 1 race faced an engineered plague shortly after. Coincidence, the Council claimed. When Kate reported this conversation to Earth, President Williams called an urgent meeting with Sam and General Morgan. How close are we to having a viable response? Williams asked. Sam brought up a holographic display. We've developed what we're calling quantum disruptors, small devices that can temporarily disable Council technology by creating interference in their quantum fields. How many can we produce? Asked the President. General Morgan answered. We've converted factories worldwide. Working around the clock, we can outfit our entire fleet in 3 more weeks. The Council is growing suspicious, Kate reported from the station. They've rejected my latest delay tactics. They're demanding an answer in 7 days. President Williams looked grim. Then, that's what we have. 7 days to prepare our response. On the 6th day, Council sensors detected unusual activity in Earth's orbit. High Arbitrator Zextal summoned Kate to an emergency meeting. "Our scans show your planet is mobilizing military assets," the alien said, its voice cold and threatening. "Explain." Kate maintained her diplomatic composure. "With respect, Arbitrator, Earth's security matters are our own concern until we formally join the Council." "Do not test us, human," Zextal warned. "The Council has dealt with rebellious species before. You would not be the first to be made an example of." "Is that a threat, Arbitrator?" Kate asked calmly. "It is reality. You have 1 day remaining to accept our terms. After that, we will consider your actions hostile." As Kate left the chamber, a small alien approached her in the corridor. It was another Nivral. "Ambassador, a message has spread among the tributary species," it whispered. "If Earth stands against the Council, you will not stand alone. Many have suffered too long under this system." That night, the Council dispatched what they called a peacekeeping fleet toward Earth. 20 massive warships designed to intimidate humanity into submission. They had no way of knowing that Earth was ready. As the alien fleet approached Earth orbit, Sam Garcia stood in the Planetary Defense Center beside General Morgan, watching the ships on the tactical display. "Are you sure this will work?" the general asked. Sam took a deep breath. "No, but I'm sure we have to try." The quantum disruptors were loaded and ready. Earth's response was prepared. The moment of truth had arrived, and somewhere in space, Ambassador Kate Brown was racing. Home in a diplomatic shuttle, carrying with her the hope that humanity's defiance would not be in vain. The Council demanded tribute from humanity, but their reply shook the galaxy apart. 3. The Discovery Sam. Garcia hadn't slept in 36 hours. His eyes burned as he stared at the test results on his screen. The small device on the lab table didn't look like much, just a metal box with a few blinking lights. But if his team was right, it might change the fate of humanity. "Run the test again," he told Dr. Alan Wright. "We need to be absolutely certain." Alan nodded, his fingers flying over the control panel. The simulation showed a Council ship approaching Earth, its weapons powering up. Then the quantum disruptor activated. On the screen, the alien ship's systems flickered and went dark. "It works in the simulation," Alan said, "but we can't be sure until we test it against actual Council technology." Dr. Olivia Peterson burst into the lab, her eyes wide with excitement. "You need to see this." She slapped a tablet down on the table. "Look at these brain scans." Sam and Alan leaned forward. The images showed human brains lit up with activity in specific regions. "What are we looking at?" Sam asked. "These are scans of test subjects working with the quantum disruptors," Olivia explained. "The patterns are unlike anything we've seen before. Something about the human mind makes us uniquely capable of intuiting quantum fields." "In English, please," Alan said. Olivia took a deep breath. "Humans have a neural structure that lets us manipulate quantum reality in ways the Council species apparently can't. It's like we're playing the same game but can see moves they can't." Sam sat back, stunned. "Are you saying we have a natural advantage over them?" "Exactly," Olivia said. "Their technology is more advanced, but our brains are wired differently. We approach quantum physics from a completely different angle." The lab door opened and General Morgan entered with President Williams. Both looked grim. "The Council fleet will reach Earth orbit in 9 hours, the general announced. "We're running out of time." Sam stood. "Mr. President, we've confirmed our theory. The quantum disruptors work in simulations. We're ready to deploy." "How many do?" "We have?" Williams asked. 5,000 units, General Morgan answered. "Enough to outfit our entire defensive fleet and major ground installations." President Williams nodded slowly. "What are our chances?" Sam hesitated. "The math says it should work. The Council's quantum network has a fundamental vulnerability to our approach, but practically speaking, we've never faced anything like their technology before. We're betting the future of our species on this," the President said quietly. "Yes, sir," Sam agreed. "But we have one advantage they don't expect. They think we're just another species to be conquered. They have no idea what humans are capable of when our backs are against the wall. Across the planet, factories worked at maximum capacity to produce more quantum disruptors. Military ships were fitted with the devices and soldiers trained to use the new technology. In orbit, Earth's defensive fleet took position. The ships were smaller and less advanced than the approaching Council vessels, but each now carried humanity's secret weapon. Ambassador Kate Brown's shuttle docked at the main Earth space station just as the Council fleet appeared at the edge of the solar system. She rushed to the command center where General Morgan waited. "They gave me a final warning," she reported. "Accept the tribute demands or face pacification. That's their word for military subjugation." The general nodded grimly. "We're as ready as we'll ever be." On the main view screen, 20 massive Council warships moved into position around Earth. Their sleek designs made humanity's best ships look primitive by comparison. "Incoming transmission," an operator announced. "High Arbitrator." Zextol's face appeared on the screen. "Your time has expired. What is your answer?" President Williams stepped forward. "The people of Earth have considered your demands carefully. We respectfully decline to pay tribute." Zextol's compound eyes flashed with anger. "Then you have chosen destruction. Your species will serve as an example to others who might consider defiance." "Before you attack," Williams said calmly, "there's something you should know about humans. Throughout our history, we have faced extinction-level threats, from nature, from ourselves, from our own technology. Each time we've adapted, we've survived. It's what we do best." "Your primitive bravado means nothing," Zextol replied. "Our ships are targeting your major population centers now." The transmission ended. On the tactical display, the Council ships began to power up their weapons. "Now," General Morgan ordered. Throughout Earth's fleet, officers activated the quantum disruptors. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, one by one, the Council ships began to drift. Their lights flickered and dimmed. In the command center, everyone held their breath. "It's working," Sam whispered. "Their systems are failing." On the tactical display, the Council ships floated powerless in Earth's orbit. Their weapons went dark. Their shields disappeared. "Launch boarding parties," General Morgan commanded. "Take control of those ships." Earth's military vessels moved in, carrying soldiers equipped with portable quantum disruptors. They docked with the disabled Council ships and entered through emergency airlocks. The aliens inside were in chaos. Their technology had failed so completely that even their internal communications were down. They had no way to coordinate resistance. Sam joined a team boarding the flagship, where High Arbitrator Zextol was located. The human soldiers moved efficiently through the alien corridors, disabling any resistance they encountered with targeted quantum pulses. They found Zextol in the ship's command center, surrounded by confused and frightened Council officials. "What have you done?" the arbitrator demanded, its voice no longer powerful but shrill with fear. Sam stepped forward. "We've shown you that humanity won't be bullied or exploited. We understand quantum fields in ways you never imagined possible." "Impossible," Zextol said. "Your species is barely space-capable. You cannot possess such technology." "You made a fundamental mistake," Sam replied. "You judged us by the age of our technology, not by our capacity to innovate. Humans have a particular talent for finding unexpected solutions." General Morgan's voice came through Sam's communicator. All Council ships secured. Minimal casualties on both sides. A cheer went up among the human soldiers. Earth had won its first interstellar confrontation. News of the victory spread quickly across the planet. Celebrations erupted in cities worldwide, as people realized the alien threat had been neutralized. But Sam knew this was just the beginning. In the days to come, Earth would need to decide how to use this unexpected advantage. Would they become conquerors like the Council? Or would they forge a new path? As he looked at the stunned High Arbitrator, Sam made his decision. He would propose a different approach, one that might reshape the galaxy. "High Arbitrator," he said, "I have a counter-offer for the Council, one that will change everything." The Council demanded tribute from humanity, but their reply shook the galaxy apart. Or, the reply President John Williams stood on the bridge of the captured Council flagship. The massive ship dwarfed anything humans had built, its command center, larger than the Oval Office. Around him, Earth military personnel worked alongside scientists to understand the alien systems. "Ready for the broadcast, Mr. President," said the communications officer. Williams nodded. The next few minutes would determine humanity's future in the galaxy. He straightened his tie and faced the camera. "Begin transmission," he ordered. Throughout the galaxy, on thousands of worlds and space stations, regular broadcasts were interrupted. The face of an unknown species appeared on screens, speaking in the common galactic language. "I am John Williams, President of Earth and representative of humanity," he began. "Today, the Galactic Council sent warships to our world after we refused their demands for tribute. Those ships have been disabled and captured intact, with minimal loss of life." He paused, letting his words sink in. "To the Council leadership, I say this. Your era of exploitation is over. To the citizens of the galaxy, especially those forced to pay tribute, I offer a choice. A new way forward based on cooperation rather than submission." On the Council homeworld, the remaining leaders watched in shock. "How is this possible?" demanded Senior Arbitrator Vexmore. "How could primitives defeat our most advanced ships?" No one had an answer. Back on Earth Space Station, Sam Garcia met with High Arbitrator Zexatul. The once proud alien now sat subdued, its exoskeleton less shiny than before. "Your council made a critical error," Sam explained. "You assumed technological advancement follows a single path. You never considered that different species might develop different approaches to the same problems." "What do you want?" Zexatul asked. "Revenge? To destroy the council?" Sam shook his head. "No. We want something more valuable. Change." He activated a holographic display showing a document. "This is our counteroffer. A new galactic charter. Equal representation for all species. Fair trade rather than tribute. Mutual defense rather than intimidation." Zextul's compound eyes studied the document. "The Council will never accept this. It would end thousands of years of established order. Then we'll share our quantum technology with every subjugated species," Sam replied. "How long do you think your council would last then?" For the first time, fear showed clearly in the aliens' posture. Aboard Earth ships, teams led by Dr. Alan Wright and Dr. Olivia Peterson worked to understand more about the council technology. Each discovery revealed new opportunities. "Their medical systems are centuries ahead of ours," Olivia reported to General Morgan. "They could cure most human diseases easily, but they've been hoarding this knowledge. Their FTL drives are incredibly efficient," Alan added. "With some adaptation, we could reach any part of the galaxy in days rather than months." "Document everything," the general ordered. "This knowledge belongs to all humanity now." Ambassador Kate Brown coordinated communications with other species. Her diplomatic quarters had become the center of a growing revolution. "The Nivral have Mardi pledged support," she told President Williams during a secure call. "So have the Krith and Volderan federations. 7 more species are considering joining us." "Any word from the Council homeworld?" Williams asked. "They're in chaos," Kate replied. "Some factions want to launch an all-out attack on Earth. Others are pushing for negotiation. They've never faced a situation like this before." "Keep the diplomatic channels open," the president said. "But make our position clear. The old system is finished." News of Earth's stand against the Council spread across the galaxy faster than any ship could travel. On tribute worlds, populations began to question their leaders. Why pay the Council if humans could defeat them? Sam spent hours talking with Zextol, trying to understand the Council's history and structure. "Your species doesn't comprehend what you're doing," the alien insisted. "The Council maintains order. Without us, the galaxy would fall into chaos and war. Or perhaps it would find a better way," Sam countered, "one built on cooperation rather than fear." The Council finally responded 3 days later. They would send representatives to Earth for negotiations. They're stalling, General Morgan warned during the strategy meeting. Gathering their forces for a larger attack. Possibly, Kate agreed. But our intelligence suggests they're genuinely divided. Many council members have been uncomfortable with the tribute system for centuries. Either way, we continue as planned, President Williams decided. Spread our quantum technology to our new allies, prepare our defenses, but keep the door open for real change. 7 days after Earth's initial victory, a new council delegation arrived. This one was led by Tralvec, a representative from one of the older council species. Unlike Zextul, Tralvec's manner was humble, almost apologetic. I bring a message from the council's inner circle, the alien announced during the first meeting. We wish to discuss your proposed charter. Sam could hardly believe it. You're willing to consider replacing the tribute system? Some of us have argued against it for generations, Tralvec admitted. Your species has given us the opportunity to finally make that change. Not all council species accepted the new direction. 3 days into the negotiations, long-range sensors detected a fleet of ships approaching Earth. Hardliners from the council making one last attempt to crush the human rebellion. But they were met not only by Earth's ships, but vessels from a dozen formerly subjugated species. The combined fleet dwarfed the council attack force. They're powering weapons, reported the tactical officer on Earth's command ship. Captain Lisa Miller, now commanding one of the captured council vessels, made the call. Activate quantum disruptors. Just as before, the attacking ships went dark, drifting powerless in space. No casualties, Lisa reported with satisfaction. Their crews are safe, but they won't be threatening anyone else. When news of this second victory reached the negotiation table, Tralvec lowered all 4 of his arms in a gesture of surrender. It seems the universe has spoken, the alien said. The old council is finished. Whatever comes next, your species will play a central role in shaping it. President Williams extended his hand in the human gesture of agreement. We don't want to rule. We want to cooperate. This new charter will be just the beginning. As the negotiations continued, Sam found himself standing with Lisa on the observation deck of Earth's space station. Below them, the blue planet shone against the darkness of space. Did you ever imagine we'd end up here? Lisa asked. Changing the fate of the entire galaxy? Sam shook his head, smiling. I just wanted to protect Earth. But now I see we have a chance to do something much bigger. What's that? She asked. To show the galaxy there's always another way, he replied. That even when faced with overwhelming power, innovation and cooperation can change everything. As they watched, ships from a dozen alien species moved into orbit around Earth, not as conquerors or tribute collectors, but as equals gathering to build something new. The Council demanded tribute from humanity, but their reply shook the galaxy apart. The New Order. 3 months after Earth's victory over the Council fleet, the Great Hall of the former Council headquarters buzzed with activity. Representatives from over 200 species gathered for a historic moment, the signing of the new Galactic Charter. The massive space station, once a symbol of oppression, had been transformed. The high thrones where council leaders once looked down on supplicants were gone, replaced by a circular arrangement of equal seats. Above them, a dome of transparent material showed the stars, a reminder of the vastness they all shared. Ambassador Kate Brown looked around with a sense of wonder. Just months ago, she had stood in this same hall as an inferior, expected to accept whatever terms were offered. Now she represented Earth as an equal among the galaxy's peoples. Nervous? Asked Sam Garcia, standing beside her in his formal uniform. Kate smiled. A little. We're making history today. History you made possible, Sam reminded her. Your diplomatic work brought half these species to our side. President Williams joined them, accompanied by Captain Lisa Miller and her security team. VP, final delegations have arrived, the president said. It's time to begin. At the center of the hall, a simple table held the physical copy of the charter, a document that had taken weeks of negotiation. Its principles were straightforward but revolutionary. equal representation for all spacefaring species, fair trade based on mutual benefit, shared knowledge and technology, and collective defense against threats. Tralvek, now leading the Transitional Council, called the gathering to order. The alien's voice carried throughout the hall. For 50,000 years, the galaxy operated under a system that benefited few at the expense of many. Today, we begin a new chapter, one written together as equals. One by one, representatives approached the table to sign. Some walked on legs, others slithered or floated. Their physical forms varied wildly, but they shared a common purpose. When Earth's turn came, President Williams stepped forward. The pen looked tiny in his hand as he signed with a flourish. On behalf of humanity, I pledge our commitment to this new beginning. Not all were celebrating. In a corner of the hall, a group of former council leaders watched with barely concealed anger. Zextol among them, their power and privilege stripped away. This cannot last, one whispered to Zextol. These lesser species lack the wisdom to govern galactic affairs. Perhaps, Zextol replied, its voice different than before, thoughtful rather than arrogant. But I have been watching the humans. There is something to learn from them. The signing ceremony complete, the real work began. Working groups formed to address immediate challenges, updating trade routes, sharing vital technologies, and establishing the new defensive fleet. Dr. Olivia Peterson led the scientific exchange program. In a laboratory that spanned an entire deck of the station, she worked with alien scientists from dozens of worlds. The human approach to quantum fields is genuinely unique, she explained to a group of fascinated researchers. Our neural structure allows us to intuit patterns that your species perceive differently, and our crystalline thought processes can model spatial dimensions that human brains cannot, added a Krith scientist, its crystalline body glittering under the lab lights. Exactly, Olivia said excitedly. By combining our approaches, we can solve problems neither of us could alone. Similar scenes played out across the station. Dr. Alan Wright collaborated with engineering teams to develop hybrid technologies. General Morgan worked with military leaders to transform captured council warships into a peacekeeping force. 6 months passed. The transition was not always smooth. Old rivalries between species flared occasionally. Some former council worlds resisted the new order, refusing to give up their privileges. In a secure meeting room, President Williams met with leaders of the Earth Alliance, the coalition of formerly subjugated species that had first supported humanity's stand. We're facing resistance in the Orion sector, reported the Nivral representative. 3 former council worlds are refusing to end their tribute demands on local planets. Lisa Miller, now Admiral of the Alliance fleet, displayed a tactical map. They're using hidden council weapon caches. We've detected unusual quantum signatures. We need to respond carefully, Kate cautioned. Military action could validate their claims that we've simply replaced the council with our own dominance. Sam nodded in agreement. We didn't come this far to become what we fought against. After much debate, they chose a balanced approach. Alliance ships would protect the threatened worlds, while diplomatic teams would offer the resistant planets a path to rejoin the galactic community as equals. The strategy worked. Within weeks, 2 of the 3 holdout worlds requested negotiations. The last attempted a surprise attack on an Alliance outpost, only to find their weapons disabled by improved quantum disruptors. With no loss of life, their government was peacefully replaced by their own citizens. 1 year after humanity's first contact with the Council, representatives gathered again to celebrate the anniversary of the new charter. The galactic community had changed dramatically. Trade flowed freely between formerly isolated worlds. Medical knowledge once hoarded by the Council had been shared, saving billions of lives across thousands of planets. New hybrid technologies emerged from unprecedented cooperation. After the formal ceremonies, Sam found himself on an observation deck with Lisa, looking out at the stars. Do you ever wonder what would have happened if the Council had approached us differently? Lisa asked. If they had offered partnership instead of demanding tribute, Sam considered the question. I think humanity would have joined them. We've always wanted to be part of something bigger than ourselves. Instead, we ended up changing everything, Lisa said. Not just us, Sam corrected her. Every species that joined us, every person who chose cooperation over submission. We just happened to be the spark. On the deck below them, the celebration continued. Humans mingled with beings from across the galaxy, different in form but united in purpose. Children from Earth schools talked excitedly with young aliens, learning each other's languages and customs. In a quiet corner, former High Arbitrator Zextul observed the scene. It approached Sam and Lisa slowly. I did not understand your species, the alien admitted. We saw your technological limitations and assumed primitive thinking. We failed to recognize that innovation comes in many forms. We all have things to learn from each other, Sam replied. That's the point of the new charter. Zextul made a gesture of agreement. My people are adjusting to our new role. It is challenging to be equals after so long as rulers, but perhaps better for us all. As the former arbitrator moved away, Lisa turned to Sam. Do you think it will last? This new galactic community? Sam watched the diverse beings sharing ideas and building connections around them. I think it has a chance, and that's all anyone can ask for, a chance to build something better. Outside the viewports, ships from 100 worlds moved in, harmony through space. Among them, Earth vessels flew alongside those who had once been enemies and those who had been oppressed. Together, they patrolled the stars not as conquerors or subjects, but as guardians of a fragile, precious peace. The Council had demanded tribute from humanity. Instead, humanity had given the galaxy something far more valuable: hope.